Wow, man, clap it up, citizens. Come on, man. What an honor. What an honor. That's when you know you're doing something well, when a cultural icon tells you that he pays attention to the work that you do. And this is a man, I said, that we all grew up watching on the big screen, the small screen. Yep. You know, we all love him. And somehow this man look younger than me. I don't know how we pulled that off.
It's different.
Damn goat blood.
Gator juice.
Yo, DP, do the honor. But let's do this properly, man. Gator juice.
Definitely want to give him a proper introduction because when I was a kid, my mom took me to see Coming to America. I am a huge fan of this film. Got the McDowell shirt on. and my
money in the bag, fat boy.
My babysitter had a small role in the film, and so like there were certain like that movie stuck with me. And your role when you showed up as the robber in McDowell's, you said, "Who the fuck is this asshole?" That was like one of my favorite things that sticks in my mind. I can quote so many of your films. I mean, Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. But hey, I got the Pulp Fiction limited edition. Collector's edition, and
30 years.
I have a gift for you because in this box comes some money and it has your picture on the back. So I thought you might like to have a bill with your face on it. How about that? How about that?
Yes. We're going to hand on the bill right there. There you go. There you go. But you never got money coming in one of these shows.
You know what I'm saying? So he is back as Nick Fury in the latest edition of Marvel's Secret Invasion, premiering Wednesday, June 21st on Disney+. Please welcome back the VIP citizen, Samuel L. Jackson.
Hey. Good to have you, man. Good to have you, man. Who dresses you?
Me.
You picked this out?
Yeah, I was in Armani the other day. I was like, oh, that.
You bought this today?
I was actually picking. Well, I had to go in and get a tuxedo for the Tony Sunday.
Okay.
And I had talked to him. I had actually spoken to him about the tuxedo that I wanted, and they actually made me a blue seersucker tuxedo.
Okay.
Because I wanted something that was going to be like cool and not hot.
Yeah.
So they made it, and I went in, and as I was there, I was like, well, I got to do press this week. Can I wear that? And they were like, of course. So they hooked me up.
Wow, man, look at Samuel L. Jackson.
So
man.
on time for the season, too. It's so nice.
But thank you.
Nice.
Perfect. Thank you.
Man, you look amazing, man. How do you stay in shape? Do you work out, or what's your regimen?
I do Pilates like 3 times a week, and I got acupuncture and massage twice a week. I'm old, man. I'm old, nigga.
Golf? Are you still golfing, as you mentioned?
I haven't golfed in a while because I had a back surgery, and then COVID happened, and then I couldn't, rehab the right way, and then I went back to work because I had missed work for so long. So I haven't golfed like I used to golf. I used to golf every day, because I needed Johnny Gill's money, so I used to go out there and golf every morning.
You was taking Johnny's money?
Yeah.
Easily?
Yeah.
Like, who have you taken the most money from? Is it Johnny Gill playing golf?
No, I can't talk about Jim Brown. He's dead.
You know what? Charles Barkley? Charles Barkley, have you beat him?
I don't gamble with Chuck and Mike because they play for ridiculous amounts of money.
Okay.
And it's not fun when you're doing that. I'd rather go out there and have a good time. It's not like I don't think I could win. I just don't feel like being bothered with that kind of pressure.
Yeah, okay.
So, it's easy to play for, a couple $100, but that's just me and Johnny and a couple other friends that I got. But Johnny likes to augment my weekly salary.
He likes to augment my weekly salary.
That's my dude.
I love that.
That's my dude.
Man, was there ever a point that you, like you said, you got injured and you weren't working for a while? Is that the first time you were off from work? Have you ever stopped working?
Well, not by choice. But COVID kind of stopped everybody from working.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was like the longest period, I guess, that I hadn't done anything. Sit at home and read and wait on work to happen. And then when they finally got the COVID protocols together, I guess the first thing I did after that was Ptolemy Gray. So I got back in there, and then right after that came this Secret Invasion came right after that. So almost took like a year or so to get this done.
Yeah. And you were out here promoting it, man. He came by the show, Samuel L. Jackson. I didn't think it was going to happen, man. Hey man, what's it like those holidays? Heather and I always often want to come on a vacation with you and Magic and LL, man. But what I gotta do?
That boat.
Is it a financial status I gotta reach, or it's just a friend thing?
I don't know. Magic rents that boat,
Okay.
so he invites who he wants to come.
Okay.
So I don't have anything to do with that, or I'm always surprised sometimes about who's there and who's not. So. LL shows up sometimes. He doesn't go every year.
Yeah.
But he got his own thing now, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna rock the
we got
Bells.
the Rock the Bells concert coming up. Come on, I love
Rock
that.
the Bells boat
He's
tour, right?
always
Yep, you got the boat tour as well.
Sam knows what's going on.
I know what's happening.
Yeah. You do.
Were you an LL fan coming up? Like,
Oh, totally. Coming up. What do you mean? He was coming up.
oh, that's
I was
right. Yo,
I was around when rap started.
okay, it's 50 years.
Yeah, I was around when rap started. Yeah, I was uptown and people were, it was Sugar Hill Gang and all that was happening. I was uptown and getting annoyed at hearing, the same song over and over and said, can we rap to something else?
Like Rapper's Delight.
Yeah. Oh, my God. It was killing me. But I've been a fan of LL because, he changed the game in another way.
Yeah.
So rap started to change, and I was around through all the changes of West Coast rap, East Coast rap, Southern rap when Southern rap hit, So I've been around, and I'm a fan of all of that. But I'm a music fan. I listen to almost everything except country. But I'm trying to figure out country because I got friends that sing it. Hootie's one of my boy, Darius.
Okay, Darius Rucker.
Boys,
Yeah.
Another person I used to play golf with and get a little bit of money from.
A little bit.
Just taking a lot of money out of a lot of pockets.
A little bit of money every now and then. But I'm a huge fan of all kinds of music, and I listen to it. I still listen to rap. I got this crazy kind of, if I'm on IG and I hear a song and I don't know what it is, I'll just stop and look and see at the bottom of the
that's
IG.
good.
And then
That's dope.
I'll just download it and put it in the phone, and then I catch up with it later on.
You were singing, what's the song with Dirk and
All
and
My
J. Cole?
Life.
All My Life. You were
All
just
My
singing
Life.
All My Life.
Yeah.
I was impressed. You knew the lyrics. I was like, oh, Sam, all my life.
I'm just old, but I still I
you
know
ain't
what's
old,
happening
man.
out there.
You ain't old, brother. I already know. What did you think when, like we mentioned, we talked about LL. LL was one of the first rappers to make the transition to the big screen. So was Ice Cube, one of those first early on rappers. Will Smith, Latifah to get into the acting field. Back then, were they easily received? Like, what did you think when that first happened?
Okay.
Honestly.
All right, so famously, years ago, I used to say, I will not work with a rapper.
Yes.
Famously said that. In my early days of being in film, because I had so many friends, that first it was athletes, then it was comedians, then all of a sudden it was rappers. Everybody was getting a job, but people who had gone to school to be an actor.
That's real.
So I was kind of, no, I won't do that. I can't prop somebody else up when I got friends out here that need to be propped up or brought into the business. As things go, things change.
Yeah.
And people change. So when the first time I worked with LL was Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea, yeah.
And when he showed up, he said, I'm not LL Cool J, I'm Todd. And it's like, okay, so that's your actor space. You're Todd now. Okay, so fine. And, all that went along. He had his acting coach with him. It was great. It was he had this dude with him that was like his acting coach. And I was like, well, who you coach? And the dude was like, the Wayans brothers. I'm like, you tell people that shit?
Yeah, come on, that's our family, Sam. Don't do that, man.
But that was then. I was like, that's how you. Okay, fine. But as time went on, because I turned down a couple of movies,
And you worked with LL again in SWAT, right?
Yeah. Well, he grown as an actor in SWAT, but I don't cast things. I just show up.
Yeah.
And he was there, and he and I have a great relationship, as we talked about the craft of what we're doing and what he was trying to find out and the way he approached it. He didn't come in as, I'm this rapper and therefore I can do whatever everybody else can do. Help me. you know, and he was humble about it, and I was very cool with that, and that worked for me. And then when I did Chef, we had Bust a Bus.
Bust a Bus, yeah. Bust a Bus. Give it up for Bus, man. Give it up for Bus, man. Did his thing. He killed that. He did his thing in that.
It was great. Well, hey, you know, we were all stepping out on a high wire because, first of all, we're doing Shaft again. You know, so when John Singleton came to me and said, you know, we're gonna do Shaft, I was like, why? You know, we got a Shaft. You know, and then we talked about it, and I was like, okay, but we have to put Richard in this movie as Chef so people will know I am not replacing Richard Roundtree. I'm doing this other thing. So all of a sudden, we got into this thing where he said, okay, well, I'll be his nephew, which was cool. So we worked with that. And then when we did it again a couple of years ago, all of a sudden it was like, you know, we really need to fix this. So we got to a point where I talked him into letting me say, you've been pretending to be my uncle all this time when you're really my dad. You know, because that's some black shit.
Yeah,
right?
Get up.
That's some black shit.
And I was like, you know, that happens all the time. You know, you've been running around talking about, you know, my auntie, and I said, well, you know, actually, you know, I'm your mom. So we threw that in there, and it worked. You know, and it was fun to do a Shaft that was a Shaft kind of comedy, because when they came to me with that one, it was almost like the script was kind of making a buffoon Shaft. And I was like, no, we got to fix that.
Okay.
Because we cannot, you know, do that to an idol or an icon like Shaft. He can be funny and sarcastic because I got some of that with me. So we changed all that and fixed all that, and you know, it was a better film for it. And it was you know, a fun film to do, and people like it. You know, I just do stuff that I want to have fun doing.
Yes.
And I want people to have fun when they come to see it. Like Hitman's Bodyguard. You know, it's like, okay, let's just have some fun. And Ryan Reynolds is a funny cat.
Yeah, his timing is crazy.
Yeah, man.
He got crazy timing.
That, you know, he has that thing that works.
Yeah.
You know, just awesome. So I have a lot of fun doing my job.
Yes.
You know,
man, you just gave me new inspiration. I have a lot of fun doing mine too.
You do. It sounds like it. You guys in here balling out every morning.
Oh man, thank you, man.
And I enjoy it. That's why I turn you on. If I didn't, I'd be listening to something else.
Okay, well, we appreciate it, man. Have the beat. Talk to him.
I do. I have a well, you mentioned the Tonys. Congratulations on the piano lesson. Your amazing wife, who I have so much love and admiration and respect for. She is like, don't get enough credit, just in my opinion. I just want to just salute her as well for her work. But it's funny because you guys were next to the Brooklyn Chop House, and I'm always in there eating, hanging out and drinking. And somebody said, Samuel Jackson was just here. Oh my God, people are coming in today. And it made me think about the last time you were here. You said your daughter was a chef. And I was a chef, and I was wondering if you ever thought about getting into like the restaurant industry. Does your daughter have a restaurant or anything like that? Because I remember you speaking about her macaroni and cheese and saying how chefs always try to make extra and doing that. You like plain old macaroni and cheese. I was wondering if you ever thought about it.
I never thought about going in the restaurant business, but I do. I am an investor in Dave's Hot Chicken.
Oh. Plot twist.
That's working out.
I did not know that, y'all. I promise. This was a genuine question.
Yeah, not a commercial. I'm just saying, but no, Zoe's actually a producer. She won an Emmy a year or so, 2 years ago for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
So she's a producer. So she used to be on Chop Junior, Top Chef, Masters, Top Chef, and all that kind of stuff. But she went to cooking school because she wanted to be a food critic, but then once she went to cooking school, she gained all this respect for these chefs, and she decided she didn't want to be out there criticizing nobody's food, so she ended up doing some other stuff, and that all played into it.
Dope.
What was the question?
No, I was wondering.
No, I don't invest in any restaurant. No, everybody. The one time I almost got involved in a restaurant, my accountant was like, you know, that's like a 2-year, you know, at best kind of, you know, deal. You might make some money for 2 years, but eventually you're going to lose money and go out of business. So let's not do that.
Damn.
Got it.
So I didn't.
You didn't do it?
No.
Yeah.
But I know, being in the Chop House, man, we'd be on stage just like, are we getting a contact? What's happening?
Don't be telling us.
weed is the smell of New York City, you know. But it's like, we on stage like,
It's so funny there.
we know the audience ain't smoking, but whoa, it's like,
Y'all can
we gonna
smell
get
it on
through the
stage.
play. We gonna make it.
Shout out to Don Poole, Marsha, Big Cav. It's fun in there.
Man.
Oh, it's awesome in there. We had our closing night party in there. It was dope.
For real, dope.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Tracy G.
Yeah, Sam, man, always great to have you. Two
Thank you.
things come to mind. So first is when you mentioned being such a big time lover of music, do you ever use music to prepare for a character? Like maybe like listen to the songs you think that character would have in a playlist?
No.
Oh.
Absolutely not.
Never thought of that. Well, actually, I have thought of it, but then it's not applicable.
Okay.
I listen to music while I'm studying.
Uh-huh.
That I do. I listen to music all the time. Well, you know, when I get up in the mornings, when I'm on location and I'm working, and my wife's not with me, I can, you know, turn my beat pill on and play music loud and sell in the morning when I'm in the shower, shaving, getting ready to go to work.
Of
you
course.
know, I got, you know, all kinds of stuff going. So I got my hip hop playlist going or just whatever. I just hit something. Some mornings I get up and I go, there's no Usher today. Boom. So I just throw in, you know, the Usher's greatest and keep it moving. Or, you know.
Can't go wrong with that.
That's
You
just a
know,
vibe.
or, you know, even something as off as Trick Daddy, you know.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Trick love the kids.
Trick love the kids, yo.
I get up in the morning and bam, hit some Trick Daddy, you know. Whatever strikes me, you know.
Yeah.
I
Some
love
days
it, man.
it's NWA, you know, it's
Energy,
old stuff.
your
Some
vibe.
days it's new
Yeah.
stuff, you know. So I listen to all kinds of things in the morning just to keep me moving or get me moving. So I move
Gotcha.
around with it, but nothing that says, okay, this is the mood I need to be in today. No, it's just music.
Got
Music.
it.
Samuel
I
is
need
here.
music.
Mike Muse, we only got him a few minutes. So I'm trying to get the whole board in. Go ahead. Come on, man.
Good. You're a whole plot twist this morning, Sam. It's enjoyable. I love how you said you love having fun, and that's the most important part of your job. And so acting. I'm just wondering, when the scripts come to you, like, how do you determine whether or not it's going to be fun?
If I want to go and see it, and if I want to see me in it, you know, that was the whole thing. Way back when I was a theater actor, period, and was trying to get a job in some other medium, but I always wanted to see the plays I was in with me in them. So now I do things that I want to see me in. So that's it. It's like I just read a script that I'm like hoping I can get done. That's, you know, just two guys in a car, you know, running from these people that are trying to kill them. You know, and the whole thing takes place in the car. You know, it's kind of like, how they gonna do this? But I want to see me in that.
Yeah.
You know,
I love that.
yeah. So it's all about, you know, finding something that's fun. It's like when they called me about Kong, I was like, some other actor was supposed to do it. And the other actor was like, well, I don't want to be gone away from home that long because I got a young kid and I want to be home. And they said, you want to be in King Kong? I was like, when do we start? I've been trying to run from King Kong since I was a kid. You know, it's like,
I like that approach.
hell yeah, I'm about that. Yeah, let's go. Where is he? You know, and then we get there and ain't no Kong. It's like they always say, well, he's going to be over there and he's this big. So, how big is it? And they go, well, look at that tree. And we go, that ain't King Kong bigger than a damn tree. What you talking about? And then when I saw the movie, not one day of shooting did they tell us Kong was that big.
That huge.
It was like,
Yeah.
you know, we're in helicopters and it's like slapping us down and they're talking about, well, as big as that tree. I said, he's knocking the helicopter out the air with his hand. You know, and not to mention, where is he at night that we can't find him?
True.
If he takes the shit, we know where he is.
You can smell it.
Yeah, we know where he is, you know.
I want to talk about Secret Invasion real quick because I know that's what you're here to promote. I mean, it's coming out on June 21st on Disney Plus, and you're back as Nick Fury, and you've been one of the longest running characters in the MCU from your cameo in Iron Man post-credit scene. And a lot of people may not realize Nick Fury is one of the most important people in the MCU when it comes to all these different phases and things that have transpired. My question for you is Avengers Endgame. when you watch it now, it hits a little bit different when you think about Chadwick not being here anymore. And so I just wonder, like, throughout the series, are you able to watch, whether it's something new like Secret Invasion or even some of the past films in the MCU, and does it hit you the same way does it hit the fans? That the same way that it hits the fans?
I don't know. How does it hit them?
For me, I mean, it was emotional already, but even now when you see actors that are no longer here, it just kind of puts a little more emotion behind it. You know what I mean? It's just like, especially Endgame, the way that, I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but like that, when they come back and everything, and it's just like, damn, you think about things more.
So when you say people who are not here anymore, are we talking about the characters in the films, or are we talking about the actors themselves?
The actors themselves.
Because Chad was a different kind of thing, for everybody, because he's such a good dude. And him being Black Panther, or T'Challa as we know him, was so close to who he is in terms of being a human being, a heroic kind of human being, and a good brother, that losing him and losing his essence in that character changes the tone of what the story was. As we saw when we come back to it, we saw how it changes, and shifting over to Angela and the strength of Angela and what she is and what she made it become. But when you move through that universe in different ways, as I do, I'm constantly questioning when they bring me in or ask me to come in and do stuff. It's like I always try to figure out, it's like, why the hell did I not show up in Wakanda? It's like, this Nick Fury. He fucking knows Wakanda is there. Why the hell is he not walking around somewhere? And later. And then Don was like, well, why am I not in Wakanda? Or Anthony's like, why am I? All the black people in the Marvel Universe wanted to know, how come we don't get to go to Wakanda? Or we don't run into them? But eventually they did, but I never did. So I still got a little thing on me. You can tell it.
You guys bothering you, right?
Hell yeah, I'm still bugged by it. But having had the privilege of being Nick Fury in like 15 different movies. I mean, I had like a 9-picture deal when it first started, which was like crazy when I first showed up, and they go, yeah, we want you to be Nick Fury, even a 9-picture deal. It's like, how long I got to stay alive to do my 9 fucking movies? I didn't know they were gonna make 9 movies in 2 years.
Wow.
But it's been a distinct honor to be Nick Fury, and the different iterations that I've had a chance to be him. And in this particular series, it's a very different Nick. There's a reason why he's been gone after the blip for like 3 years. Right. There's a reason he's been missing. He's changed. He, was broken a bit, by it. So like at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, you find out, that wasn't even Nick Fury. That was somebody pretending to be Nick Fury. So what is that about? So now we're going to find out what that's about. But being at Endgame, I was like one of the most, it was like so crazy being there. Yeah. That's like the biggest set in terms of being there, and all the trailers that were there. It's like every character in the MCU was there that day. When we were going to, Downey's funeral. That shit was crazy. Yeah. It was just crazy. And the feeling, and nobody had even seen Bree yet. She shows up, and I'm like, well, who was that? And I kind of knew who she was because I knew what was going to happen with us. And even after this, even after Secret Invasion, I'm moving on to the Marvels, where you got like 3 different people who are Captain Marvel. You got Bree, you got, a black Captain Marvel, and you got a Muslim Captain Marvel. So they're working on the universe in a way that's inclusive, even like Shang-Chi and all those things that happen there. And well, who in the hell is Bad Bunny gonna be? It's like Bad Bunny's in the Marvel universe.
Bad Bunny's in it.
Who that? What are you gonna be?
Somebody exciting.
We hope so. Yeah. And as we watch, how all these things play out, and what the world of superheroes is when people continue to say, well, we hate these superhero movies. Well, I'm sick of this. They just make some movies that make sense. Well, some people like superhero movies.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of people. I'm one of them. I'm really proud that I've been part of it. And I think the significance of characters that have been in those things that people care about in a specific kind of way speaks to why the Spider-Man movie is making so much money right now. Why not? It should. And Miles Morales is somebody that's different from Peter Parker, because it can be and it should be. Or you hear people fussing about black mermaid. Mermaids aren't real. They can be black. They can be green. They can be orange. They're not real things. But representing it and giving people a fantasy life or something that takes them away from the reality of the crap that we have to deal with day in, day out of, mass shootings, robberies, homelessness, all these other things. We still need an outlet, a place to go to take us out of it, even if it's for 2 hours or an hour and a half or whatever. We can't sit in the house and stream this crap all the time. People have been trying to kill movies, I don't know for how long, since when videotape showed up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's the end of movies. People are going to sit at home and watch videos. Oh, DVD showed up. Oh, no, people ain't going to movies now. There's something about going to the big dark room with a bunch of other people that is not going to change, because that's who we are as humans. We want to share experiences. That's why we go to amusement parks, to be thrilled together. We get on a roller coaster together. We go in the movie theater to get on that roller coaster together, to sigh, scream, holler, laugh, cry, whatever we do together, because it's a human experience that humans like to share those experiences with each other. That's why we do it. And that's why I do it, because I want to entertain people and I want to be entertained by what entertains me.
Wow.
Samuel L. Jackson, man. Damn, what a way to end the interview. Jesus. My gosh.
Did I ask you a question?
You absolutely did. You absolutely
Asking
did.
a lot of people questions. I'll never look at a movie the same.
Yo, man, I'm about to go to the movies after this interview.
With a bunch of strangers.
Yeah, man. Man, I want to thank you for coming to see us, bro.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
It means
I'll
a
do it
lot,
again.
man.
Come on.
You do it again?
Hell yeah.
Okay, good, man. Any words of inspiration you want to give to the writers that are on strike right now?
Stay out there until they pay you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't do what we do without you. Tell the stories, write the stories, and don't let them devalue you. I mean, it sounds like we getting ready to go on strike too.
It sound like it did.
Yeah, actor strike too.
I was going to ask you that next.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it. I voted for it.
Okay.
Yeah. But when you're in a union where 90% of the people don't work, what do you think they're gonna do?
They're going to strike.
They're gonna strike. They don't strike anyway. They're sitting at home.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Here we go. Yeah.
If folks above you are making $300-400 million or whatever, and the people that are down at the bottom are on welfare, that ain't right.
That ain't right. Samuel L. Jackson, man. Nick Fury, The Marvel Series Secret Invasion, premiering Wednesday, June 21st on Disney+.
Yeah, buddy.
I got to take one caller because I promised the listeners. Go ahead, Ian. What's your question real quick?
Good morning, Sway. Good morning, Samuel. Good morning.
What up?
Question. I know earlier you guys mentioned, working with rappers and all of that. I just wanted to know what it was like working on the set of Juice with Special Ed and Tretch and Tupac and, Cindy Herron from En Vogue.
Juice, can I think back that far?
You know what?
92.
It was great. Being around all those guys, was a fun experience, an interesting experience. I remember one specific story. My wife was on that film. She was the chubby kid's mom, and I guess Pop was walking through a room one day and he was cussing somebody out. My wife grabbed him and was like, "Young man, you see all these women sitting in here? You can't be in here cursing, blah blah blah." And everybody in the room was like, and he looked at her and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am." And everybody was like, and he apologized, blah, 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 and he left. And everybody in the room was like, "Do you know who that was?" She was like, "No." I have no idea who he was, but he shouldn't have been cursing in front of all these women in this room, blah, blah, blah. And from that point on, every time he saw her, he was like, hey, Mom, how you doing? Blah, 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 you know.
Yeah.
She has that kind of energy.
Yeah.
For real. It's beautiful.
Yeah, but no, it's a joy to work with those guys, man. It was a joy, to work with somebody who understood what was going on. As much as everybody puts Pac in that whole, rapping world, he did go to a performing arts school. He understood, the business of acting and what was going on in there. So.
Yeah. Man, Samuel L. Jackson, man. Thank you, brother.
My pleasure.
Once again, man, we're going to get into this mix, play a song, and then we'll come back with the mix. All right, Sway in the Morning, Shade 4-5.